Hello and welcome to the Stock Planner channel. This evening I'd like to talk about how to invest with only $100. If you're a newbie or newcomer, enthusiastic about investing, but only have $100 to invest, is it worthwhile? And actually it's a very small amount. And if you're young, I wouldn't be afraid to lose that $100 as an educational experience. But I think the punchline here is that rather than doing nothing, because $100 is a very small amount and it will take you a long time to increase it. Rather than doing nothing, invest in yourself, invest in learning how to trade, make the mistakes, lose the money, and learn from it. And I think anybody that's asking how to invest $100 to make some money, probably on the right track to financial freedom, but it's going to take some time. They're probably young as well. So let's get started. But first, this is an educational channel. We share some ideas. And I would not take any advice from anybody in particular on the internet, but you can learn from them. This is one example of getting started and learning. So, if you're new at investing and you're very interested in this subject, these are some suggestions to get you started. Stock market trading can be very profitable. But my first suggestion is to get educated. Take the time to learn it. It might take a year, 2 years. Don't expect to make money right away, though. There's a lot of free information out there on YouTube and some free blogs and reading material, PDFs that are out there. Start reading and watching these videos. Now, when you hear a new idea, jot those ideas, test them out, do your own due diligence, and then formulate your own strategy. You know, you can start very small. You can start with just 1 or 2 shares, and also you can do some fractional shares. Investors, if you have $10 to invest, you can go ahead and buy a fractional share of Amazon, Google. Start very small and do not be afraid to lose that money. Read those books, watch those videos, talk to lots of people. Now, if you're a loner or all your friends don't know anything about investing, what you can do is go to some blogs and ask some questions. Go to some websites, ask some questions. Make some comments on YouTube videos. There's lots of gurus out there on YouTube that tell you how to do swing trading. I'm not a guru, but I'm telling you how to do swing trading, day trading. Ask questions. A lot of them will respond. I will. If you can, watch a trader do actual trades. There's also some free Discord chats. Here's mine under Stock Planner. And out there I put some trade lists to go ahead and look at. These are all the RSI buys that are currently out there. The MACD, which is another indicator that RSI and the MACD is indicators that a lot of people use, and also the stochastic RSI. That's the 3 main ones that I use. I use a zigzag, but only for sight. Kind of because the zigzag is a future-looking indicator. You can't really do that. These are my 3 main ones. And I have different versions of them. Free Discord chat. Come see me. Well, sometimes a newbie will get terrorized on asking a question on these Discord chats, and they're tore up by these so-called pros. But just ignore that. I would recommend, though, is to investigate. If you have a question, try to answer it. Indicate where you're at so far, what you've tried to do to solve the problem, and then ask the question. There's a lot of helpful hints out there and helpful traders. Now, $100 is very small, so you can't expect to get rich or even quit your day job of this. But over time, over in the next decade, you could probably do pretty well with an ETF. And there's several. The SPY follows the S&P 500. Some follow the Dow Jones Industrial. And these are a basket full of stocks that kind of mirror that index. So I'm recommending that you might trade IWM, which is an exchange traded fund, a group of stocks that you can trade under one ticker. But if you don't want to do the ETF, you can create a watch list of several stocks. This will get you started. A watch list of several stocks, and then develop your indicators. These indicators should be simple and give clear signals. I'm going to show you one, but you'll need others, and then do some trade management. And I'm going to show you a simple buy and hold trade management system. It's a basket full of fruit. I wonder if there's a building like that. Pretty neat. Fruit basket. Basket full of stocks. Now, There's many ways to paper trade, and there's many brokers offer paper trading accounts free. And I recommend doing it and practicing and getting your percentage, your win percentage. I spell win, it's W-I-N, percentage greater than 65. This was a quick little video. And track your winners and losers. And if you can get 3% per month, that's 24% per year. That's better than Warren Buffett's doing. So I would just try for 3%. Now, if you don't want to do your due diligence and research and learning it, I'm recommending get an ETF with some mid-cap stocks that follow the Russell 2000. And these should do quite well over the next decade, even with inflation and the fact that a lot of people feel our market is overvalued and not a bargain anymore. There's some bargains on the rut. And IWM does pay a small dividend, but you wouldn't invest it for dividends. Let me show you what I mean about this Russell 2000. Looking at IWM using the weekly, in other words, each one of these little bars is a week's period of time. Looking back to 2018 to today, which is about 3.5 years. And using the RSI set it at 4 periods. And every time it dips below the 30, I put a little circle there, and there were 7 of them, we took a buy. Now, that's assuming that we have a long-term buy disposition, which we do. And I personally have a long-term buy disposition for the next decade. But I'm not so sure about the next 2 years or so. But if we did that and bought some stock every time the RSI dipped below the 30, and we didn't go short, by the way, every time it goes above the 70, we don't go short because we have a long-term disposition for up. We want to buy. You would have bought 5 times at around $150. That's what that is. Plus 110 you bought here, and that was that March time frame. And you currently got that situation for a buy. It's currently trading at 219. And if you got that the day before, it's about 210. And you average that together, you would have bought IWM over the 3.5 year period of time at around 152. Currently trading at 219. That gives you a 44% increase from 3 years ago, which 3.5 years ago, and just guesstimating it's around 10% a year. We're just kind of ballparking it here. That's a significant amount of money, and that's your dollar cost averaging, periodic investing, buy and hold type situation. But you use an indicator to do this. It's a great little startup using the weekly time frame. Now let's see what it does on the daily. Looking at the daily time frame, and by the way, the D stands for dividend. There's no earnings for this stock. Scrolling out just a little bit more, and now we see that we are on the daily and do the same thing every time. We're still in the same buy disposition. Every time it dips below the 30, we do a buy. This will give you a few more trades in case you're anxious. And this is questionable. About 195, 210, 212, 217. These are just guesstimates. 210, 219, more 219, and some at 210. And this is just for this year, for 1 year. I guess we're mid-July, so 7 months. And you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 trading opportunities. Adding these all together and dividing by 8, you get about 211. It's trading at 219, 220, and that gives you $9 profit. And $9 divided by 211 equals 4%. 4% in 7 months. That's not bad. And if it's a half a year, and that'd be about 8% for the year. 8% for the year. And we're just ballparking it. Because you should do better, and this stock should come back up to about 240, and that changed this whole equation. But you've gotten this over a course of 7 months at around $211, and that's pretty cool. That's what you got in it, and you can learn. Now, if you didn't like IWM, you could do this with Johnson & Johnson, J&J, and IBM, and a lot of other big, large cap stocks. They all work well with this. Well, because they're conglomerates, just like, and this is a basket full of stocks, and Johnson & Johnson has many different businesses, and IBM has its hands in a lot of things too. Microsoft is another one, Amazon. So you could pick one stock or 2 stocks and get started and start learning this. Now, the problem with the RSI is that you have to pick a direction and continue with that direction. And ours is up. And if you try to do a down, they only last a little bit, and you have to get in and get out because we are up. You can do shorts with this, but I don't recommend it. I recommend, if you're a beginner, only to do the direction of the trend that you favor, your bias. In our case, IWM, we're biased over the next decade to go long, and that would be the same bias for S&P 500, Dow Jones. We probably would have a bias to the upside. And that doesn't mean we're not going to go into a little recession and have inflation, and that's going to cause some issues, but it'll be buying opportunities if you're doing this periodically, and you can get those. And this is for a beginner, okay? A swing trader is going to try to get these swings, every one of them, and he's going to try to find indicators to do that. Let me show you one thing before we leave. This is the RSI, but TradingView has many different free indicators. MACD is one of them ones I'm going to turn on, and give me 1 second. I have a link in this video on how to set these indicators up, but I have the double zigzag with the HHL, that's out there on TradingView. I have the zero lag MACD, and I have the stochastic RSI. And what I try to do is try to find when all these line up. This is a buy, MACD. When everything lines up at the same time, all 3 indicators. It doesn't have to be, but that's what I like to do. And likewise, within, by the way, it's all lined up within 2 or 3 bars away. Now we got one here, and it occurred a few bars there. You probably can call that, and crossed over back here. So let's just say that did it. Did that do it? Yeah. Okay, so you got that one. So I get better signals when I use 3 indicators to confirm it. And again, you can't use this zigzag because this is perfect. I mean, if I can just look at that, but the zigzag looks in the future. When you're doing trading, you don't know what's going on out here. You can't look at the future. So you have to use indicators to kind of gauge and give you some confidence in your decision. The ones I'm using is MACD, zero lag, and my settings are out there in the link below, stochastic RSI, and the RSI. And then do some periodic buys over time, if you're a beginner, with 1 or 2 stocks, and learn it. So in conclusion, if you're looking for a fancy car, take that $100 and soon you'll have one. No, that's not true. Take that $100, invest in yourself, lose it, learn from it, take advice from no one, including this guy, but do your own due diligence, do your own research, learn it for yourself, and you'll become a winning trader. Happy trading. Catch you on the flip. Hope this helped. Leave your comments below. I appreciate some criticism, as it only makes these videos better. Happy trading.